Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunn again. This is HandmadeInVermont.com. Today we're talking about the Hubbardton forge pendant called the This is the 136355. This is going to be the smaller of the two sizes. Check out the larger one too if you want to. This one's coming in body-wise, and when we talk about the body of the fixture, we're talking about the bottom of the fixture to where it's going to be hanging from, and that's going to be this, and I'll go into this more in detail. So that's going to be the bottom part, 16.6 inches high, 44.4 inches wide, 18.5 inches in depth. Remember, so it's longer than it is wide, which kind of makes it an oval at the end of the day. It's not round. Also, these arms are fixed. They do not swing freely, which a lot of people have a question about, including myself. Okay, when we talk about overall height, now we're talking about the distance from the bottom of the fixture, that's going to be the very, very bottom, to the actual ceiling itself. And it's going to encompass everything, the body of the fixture and what it's hanging from. And Hubbardton Forge has a patent on this telescoping rod system, where this smaller rod telescopes into a bigger rod and goes in and out like that. Where they come together is called a clutch. And there's a little set screw right here that's going to be tightened during your installation. Once you get this to where you want it to be, you're going to bring it up and down, finally get it to where you want it to be, you're going to tighten it, and it's going to lock it right in so it will not go up and down anymore. You want to be there during the installation. Don't just tell the guys who are putting this in where you want it above the table. Just be there, because it's always good to get it exactly where you want it to be. They're going to be cutting wires at the end, so it's important that you have maybe some extra wire going into the ceiling just in case you want to bring this down at some point in the future, or you want to move this to a place that has higher ceilings, okay? So you'll notice in the pull-down menu, you're going to have a choice of 3 different ranges. Remember, this thing telescopes back and forth, so you're going to have a range, right? So the short is 31.4 to 40.4. Standard is 41.8 to 50.8. Long, 50.2 to 59.2. If you need yours to be shorter than the short, let's say you have a Cape Cod house in Connecticut or something like that with those super short ceilings, and you need it to be 24 inches long or something like that, or let's say you're down in Florida and you have a super tall ceilings to get the heat off the floor. That's the whole point of those tall ceilings, and you need it to be longer than my long, which is 59.2, right? So you're going to email me and say, I'm looking at the 136355 and I need it to be this long from the bottom of the fixture to the ceiling. And you're going to give me a solid number, 24, 152, something like that. I'm going to take your email, I'm going to shoot it over to Hubbardton Forge into their customs department. It's going to come back to me with a quote. If it's something that is, not too super short, it's going to most likely be a range. If it is really short, it's going to be a fixed height. But they'll come back to me with a number, a range, or something that can encompass what you guys are looking for. We do customs every day. It's just something that we do. Hubbardton is all made here in Vermont, only about a half an hour from us. So just remember, these things are made to order. Adds a little time and money, but it's, like I said, something we do every day. Okay, well, let's circle back to this for a second. Canopy on the ceiling is going to be a 5-inch round. It's going to go over your 4-inch junction box. Only weighs 16 pounds, so it just hangs from a normal box. You don't have any weight restrictions on this. This is slope ceiling adaptable to 45 degrees. There's a knuckle right there at the top of this where it kind of bends like that. See that? So if, let's say this is your slope ceiling, it's going to go on your slope just like this, all the way to flat, and everybody's covered that way. To see more about this, let's go look at the installations instructions. So if you're on the page for this on HandmadeInVermont.com, look over on that side of the screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say, click here for installations instructions PDF. Open that up for me. Lots of great information. It's going to show you how this all goes together, which is super easy. It's going to show you how it goes on your junction box, also very easy. It's also going to show you how you install your glass, which is something you want to see. And it has lots of good line drawings. It's going to show you more than what you can see in just a picture of the thing. So take advantage of that if you guys can for me, okay? So moving on from there, why don't we talk about the glass really quick. You're going to have 3 different types of glass on this, and the glass is beautifully hand blown. It has a little dimple in the side where like someone put their thumb into it. I love the look of the glass by itself, honestly. So you're going to have frosted. That's going to be one of them. So it's going to be a clear glass that's basically sandblasted to make it frosted. You're going to have clear, which means that you're going to be able to see right through it. Just remember that. And then you're going to have a cool gray. There's going to be a little retaining piece of glass with a retaining ring on it that's going to hold the glass on the fixture, so you're not going to be able to see the bulb. But just kind of remember all these little details. And you can see these in the installations instructions, so take advantage of that. Let's talk about what goes into this. Hubbardton Forge is using a G9 socket. That's the smaller socket with these little prongy things here. So they're telling you that you can use up to 40 watts for a halogen bulb. And this is a little tiny halogen. This is a G9 halogen, again, with those little tiny prongs on the bottom. You guys can use LEDs. There's no limit to the LED. Other than, can it get in the retaining piece of glass? And that's a pretty good size. Most of these LEDs that you find out in the marketplace for G9 sockets, and there's a whole bunch of different ones too. Check them out. So you've got these guys who have the little orange strips inside. These are phosphorus LEDs. And remember, you'll notice most of them are about the same diameter, more or less. This one's a little wider. But these will get into tight places, so you don't have to worry about anything. This is a Cob LED. I think I've got a better one running on here too, someplace. Well, I did. Oh, here it is. So I like this one a lot. So this one's a little more squat, but it actually packs a punch. This is probably a 40 watt equivalent. This is probably about a 40 watt equivalent. This is a 75 watt equivalent. These are all dimmable. I got them on Amazon. You can get them anywhere. There's lots of websites, like 1001 bulbs. You could probably go to Lowe's and Home Depot and find the same ones there if you guys want to play around. Remember, I talk about all the time that if you guys are going to be using these, put them on a dimmer that is set up for a dimmable LED. And the other thing is, when you're looking at your LEDs, remember, you're going to be able to choose the color of your light. The light coming down from these lights above me, which are LEDs, is 3000 Kelvin. It's a nice, warm, almost an incandescent glow. Some of you guys like the cooler daylight. That's that bluish light. That's going to be the higher number of a Kelvin scale on it. So when you're out looking at bulbs, you're going to notice that there's a little chart. Down here are the redder ones, the warmer ones. And that's going to be the lower numbers, like 2700 Kelvin or 3000 Kelvin, okay? Which is, again, that's a 3000 Kelvin above. You see there's a little arrow right there? See it right there? And it's kind of telling me where this one is. It says 3000 K. Up here are going to be the colder, cooler lights, and that's that bluer light. So just remember, when you're out there looking, either online or if you're in a store, keep this all in mind. Let's get into finishes now. If you're on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a tab. It's going to say Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. There's going to be a video on there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be talking about a chart a little farther down on the page. You'll see it next to me here. It's going to kind of go over the differences between heavy forging and non-heavy forging, and it'll be talked about in that video. So it's really important that you kind of watch the video, use the chart. You can click on that chart on different things. So you can click on dark smoke and a big page will pop up and show you lots of different things in dark smoke. Click on burnished steel or natural iron, it'll do the same thing. But it's really important that you understand how Hubbardton Forge's finishes are kind of divided into translucent and opaque and how they can look on different fixtures. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's on Display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you were coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the clearance center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email and I can walk you through the whole thing, okay? So, guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.